and welcome to Bula Beats. I'm your host, Brianna Prasad. We're broadcasting from ancestral traditional territories of Squamish, Katzie, Silvertooth, and Musqueam Nation. We are grateful for the first people of this land to allow us to live, flourish, laugh, and grow. Bula Beats brings you, our viewers, cooking segments, community events, interviews, cultural celebrations, sports, and etc. No show is complete without your support from our sponsors. If you have a business and want to promote your business on Rogers in partnership with Shaw, this is your opportunity to let the community know what your business is all about and promote your business here. Minimum wage has gone up from $16.75 to $17.40 an hour as of June 1st. This is the highest minimum wage in Canada, but living in BC, cost of living is around $25 an hour still. It's a long way to go. Father's Day Walk runs on June 16th at Burnaby Lake in Kamloops. You can join in for a 5 or 10 kilometer walk or run to raise funds for mental health for men. For more information, please call 604-574-8000.
Hello and welcome to Fiji in Focus. नमस्ते, सत श्री अकाल और आदाब। जी हाँ दोस्तों, आप फिजी इन फोकस को देख रहे हैं और हमारे गेस्ट आए हुए हैं हमारे स्टूडियोज में मिस्टर रिजवान अब्बास एंड ही इज़ आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट वर्क राइट हियर विद द फर्स्ट नेशंस एंड आज हम बातचीत करने जा रहे हैं कि हमने अभी लास्ट 2 वीक्स मई 14 को यहाँ पे गिरमिटिया रिमेम्बरेंस डे को ऑब्जर्व किया सो उसके बारे में कुछ बातचीत करेंगे दिस इज़ द फर्स्ट that we have come together to make sure that our Girmitias are not forgotten. So, Rizwan, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Camilla.
Yeah. So, you are the brain mind behind this Girmitia.
Thank you.
You started that Indo-Fijian Cultural Society of Canada. Yeah. It's one of the organizations that this is just one of the project, but we're going to be doing other things as well. So tell me, you are part of that. How did it go for you?
Sure. Well, the Indo-Fijian Cultural Society of Canada, I mean, you're a director as well on our society. And the intention for our society was to create an identity for the Indo-Fijian people here in the Lower Mainland in Canada in general. So one of the things that we had decided, actually, when I was watching TV, I'd say a couple of years ago, we were watching the Girmit Day events from Fiji. And it was online on YouTube. And the then Prime Minister of Fiji was talking about Girmit celebrations and talking about celebrating Girmit. And there was dances, performances, and plays, and all these festivities happening around Girmit Day. And after I watched the event, I started thinking to myself about this day, Girmit Day, and the celebrations that were happening on Girmit Day. And it didn't quite make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me that we were celebrating Girmit. And as the Prime Minister was saying, Girmit celebrations and celebrating Girmit, I didn't find the two words make sense. Yep. There's nothing about Girmit to celebrate. And for the viewers, if you don't know what Girmit is a derivative of the word agreement, which is the agreement of the actual indentured labor that the people were doing in Fiji. So Girmit basically stands for indentured labor. Okay. So there's really nothing to celebrate about indentured labor. And the more I thought about it, and I spoke to some other people about it, and they talked about Indian Arrival Day and celebrating Indian Arrival Day on May 14th as well, because 1849, May 14th was the first time the Indians from India set foot on Fiji soil. So even that day, if you put it in perspective, that day on May 14th, 1879, when those people got off the boat, that was not a happy day for them. No. They were lied to, they were tricked, they were stripped of their caste, they were stripped of their identity, they were brought like prisoners to Fiji and then put into prisons before they were taken like slaves to plantations all over Fiji. Now mind you, they were only doing indentured labor for 5 to 10 years and it was not like slavery like a whole lifetime. But nonetheless, this was not what they agreed on when they signed their indentured agreements in India. So I don't believe that there's even anything to celebrate for Indian Arrival Day. As a matter of fact, that day is a black mark on the history of Fiji for what atrocities happened to our Girmitia ancestors. So with that in mind, I set out to reclaim the day. In the efforts of reconciliation, I decided that would be a day that would be better observed as a solemn day to recognize the resiliency of our Gidimithya ancestors. As opposed to celebrating Gidimit, I want to celebrate our people, our ancestors. So what we did was we observe Gidimithya Day instead of celebrate Gidimit Day. And on that Remembrance Day, we remember the atrocities that happened to our people, but we also remember their resiliency and their hard work and their sacrifices to enable us to be where we are today. So in the effort to reclaim the day, we want to make it more a day that we challenge the people who put us into indentured labor. We talk about those stories and we celebrate the resiliency of our people. We do this with stories. We do this with a forum where people can speak about their own impressions about being Indo-Fijian here in Canada, and we also have a moment of silence. So it's very similar to how we honor Remembrance Day with our fallen soldiers. We honor Gidimithya Day with our fallen Gidimithya ancestors.
Thank you for explaining कि in depth में आपने सभी को explain कर दिया कि क्यों हमें इस डे को ऑब्जर्व करना चाहिए, मनाना नहीं चाहिए, ऑब्जर्व करना चाहिए, so that we don't forget, our children don't forget, and their children don't forget. Wow, we don't want to lose history. अच्छा, हमने एक event किया था public library में. There were quite a few people that showed up, and it was very successful event. People spoke up, and there was one person that is son of a Girmidia. He was there, and there was some youth panel. They want to know what they know from the parents. So it was, I think, as a whole, when I'm sitting and looking and thinking about it, that it was a resounding success for the first celebration, for the first observation of the Girmitia Day.
Well, just to clarify, we did have a Gidimithya Day observation last year as well, which we held, the Indo-Fijian Cultural Society, with the No Ties 1879 podcast. But this year we decided to do something a little bit smaller and more intimate than we did the first year. And yes, I do think it was quite successful. We had a lot of people show up. We had a lot of food, which is great. We have to thank both Juns and the Honorable Bobby Niker, Consulate for Fiji and Canada, for sponsoring the food for us.
Yes.
And I think what was the best part about this observation was that we had a forum, and we had both youth and we had elders from our community sit in the forum and speak about their experiences about being Indo-Fijian in Canada or about being Indo-Fijian in Fiji. And one of the things that came out of that was that all our experiences were very similar. As Hindustanis in Canada, as Fiji Hindustanis in Canada, our experiences of being in this larger South Asian community and in this larger Canadian society, we had a lot of similarities between our people. And I think that's something that we need to build on. We need to build on the similarities of our culture. We need to build on that foundation so we have a strong foundation for the Indo-Fijian culture. And this is this is where it starts. It starts with open forums and discussion, like we had at Gidimithya.
Great. And I think that is behind us now. So we'll plan a bigger one for the next year. So stay tuned. We'll be putting it out in here so that you can participate and come out and observe next Gidimithya Day on May 14, 2025.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
क्या आप अपना ड्रीम होम खरीदना चाहते हो या अपने घर से पैसे निकालकर अपने किचन या अपने घर को रेनोवेट करना चाहते हो लेकिन बैंक्स ने आपको मना कर दिया है? आप मुझे कॉल कर सकते हैं, यानी विक प्रसाद को। मैं एक इंडिपेंडेंट मॉर्गेज ब्रोकर हूं जो कई बैंक्स और क्रेडिट यूनियंस और प्राइवेट लेंडर्स के साथ काम करता हूं।
For more information, please call Vic Prasad at 604-306-6647. Vic Prasad is one of the top brokers of Invis Craft Mortgages and is also a member of the Canadian Mortgage Brokers Association of BC.
Thank you. Have your pen and paper ready. Here are some events that you would like to participate in. Times of Canada is bringing a Father's Day celebration on June 15th at Unwin Park at 13313 68 Avenue in Surrey. This is a free event. All kinds of events are planned for celebrations for Father's Day, free admission as well. Take on the 31-day Great Cycle Challenge this August and Right to Fight Kids Cancer. Anyone can take part from any location across Canada, and it's free. For more information, please go to www.launch.great.cyclingchallenge.ca. Bula Rugby is taking place on August 17th and 18th in Delta, BC. There will be over 25 rugby teams from all across Canada will be participating at this event. For sponsorship and more information, please call SELA at 778-713-2418. If you have any events that are taking place and you'd like for us to promote your events, please send all the information at asianpulse@gmail.com. We'll show you some highlights of Amar Dhillon's entertainment. Have a look.
मेरा बैठा हुआ है कितना साल बाद हम दोनों इनसे मिले. We were together in Reiki. We were lost. Thanks to Camila, and you two have connected us together again. Faisal, thank you, and all the pictures you have sent from your trip, New Zealand trip, Fiji, and all that. I really appreciated that. Thanks for sharing. So nice to have you here once again. And probably next time we should all do it in a bigger way when the weather is nice. So thank you. My name is Nirmala Singh. My husband Rajendra Singh. Thank you all.
Hello everybody. Good afternoon. First of all, I have to welcome Mr. Sampal Singh after 2 weeks. Came for free. Okay, he came from Fiji and he did the part of his job that he's supposed to learn. So we welcome him back in Canada. So I hope tomorrow is leaving and I will be proud very much to see him again once he's coming in Calgary, I said, the rugby season. So welcome to Singh and thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shiri Chandra. I want to say thank you to Camila and Sarah for inviting me. Sam, it's always a pleasure. I met you last time before we went to Fiji, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you about your trip. And everybody, if I don't get to talk to you personally, I hope you guys are, be in good health and have a Merry Christmas.
Okay, thank you everybody for coming out in the snow. Masterji, the way you travel in Fiji feels like that we were with you. You put every pictures and every place you went, so thank you very much. I know you had a good trip, and hopefully you can share some views and what we can do here and what they can do their part in their end. But overall, thank you everybody, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Kevin. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sam, thank you so much for having this gathering for us. Without you, we would not have gathering today. Thank you, Camila, for putting it all together, inviting everybody, and the ones who are here, thank you. The ones at the red, thank you. We're getting into Christmas spirit right now. And also, thank you so much for coming in this weather. I really appreciate it. Let's see what Sam has to share. It's all a big surprise. Sam.
Hi, my name is Rajendra Singh. Thank you, Camila, for inviting us. I've known Sam since 1969. We were in Reiki together in civil service. And then I came to Canada in 71 and we lost contact. And through Camila, we met about a year ago. And it's nice to see that Sam is doing very well. And he had a good trip to Fiji, and I read all the messages that he was sending through the Facebook. I know that he had a busy time and he met a lot of ministers, government ministers, opposition leaders and all that. And also visited his family in New Zealand. Welcome to Vancouver in this snowy weather. And I hope your stay will be a good one and safe journey back home.
Thank you. My name is Sam also, but I'm DJ Sam, just to let you know. If you guys want to do any music, I'm always welcome. We have our Dreams radio station, of course, 24/7. I'm with Dhirubhai. We always try to bring the best in the community, and wherever there's a community service, we always try to come and help you guys out. We do this on our own time. We want to just be out in the community just to promote ourselves, promote whatever we have in the community. So again, wherever there's a community service, we're always out there for you guys. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Viru Nair from Dreams Radio. First of all, I'd like to thank Camila and Sarah to putting this thing up here and organizing this thing. And Mr. Sam Basra had a good trip in Fiji, I guess, although it was a short time. But hopefully you have some good news for us in here, for the Fijians living in Canada. And yeah, so on behalf of Dreams Radio, I'd like to thank everyone for joining here with us. It's a live on Dreams Radio. And please do listen. It's an online radio with online television and also on a Facebook. And it's 24/7. All the community announcements are free of charge, no charge for that. Whether it's a funeral announcement or any community announcements. So we have some flyers and business cards here. And let's see what Mr. Basra has to say about his trip in Fiji.
So in Fiji, we also have a number of tax incentives. So government has been quite generous in providing tax holidays. So for example, if you invest in a tax-free region, so we've got regions particularly where we're trying to promote areas outside of Suva, for example, the rural areas, you can get tax holidays up to about 20 years. Even for agriculture, there's tax holidays available up to 20 years. So a number of these incentives and tax holidays are dependent on the amount of money that you spend. So in ICT, we also have tax incentives as well. We also have duty concessions. If you are in particular industries that government is promoting, there will be duty concessions as well. Very good incentives for Fiji, for foreigners and for Fijians who come and invest in Fiji. So we don't discriminate between a resident and a non-resident. So long as you spend the money, you will get those tax incentives. So some tax incentives, the maximum is 20 years, some is 7, some is 10, and some is 13.
Okay, that's good to know that even though the people that are not originally from Fiji and they want to invest in Fiji, that is the same rule for everyone,
Yes, that's
whether
right.
you're residents or non-residents.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Continuing to hide it. Continue to say it's okay, it's everyone else's fault. A few drinks here and there. Suppressing my emotions. You know, I never want to accept any of those emotions. I wanted to run away from them. I was in pain, but I was resisting it, and I would suffer more. I'll tell you, at that time, I went to a treatment facility at Sunshine Coast Men's Health Center in Powell River. And this is through the window of a lot of loss. The marriage had fallen apart. I was there in the physical form for my kids, but I was never present. Never. At times, yeah, I was sober, I was staying sober, but just white-knuckling it, as they say. Just staying sober, never living a life full, never having self-care. Didn't know what the self-love meant. I think a lot of us can relate to this. That was an alien language. Self-compassion, what do you mean? You know, what does that mean? We're supposed to just do X, Y, and Z. Went to Sunshine Coast Health Center, and there was a maintenance worker there. And he gave me this book by Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a Buddhist monk and Zen master who died in 95. It's called No Mud, No Lotus. And I opened the first page, and it said, there's the mud, and there's the lotus flower. Without the mud, you can't have the lotus flower. And something hit me in that of accepting suffering. Not running away from it anymore. It's part of it. Impermanence. Everything is impermanent. This moment's impermanent. Changes second by second. I did not want to sit in any of those pieces that were difficult, but I had to accept every part of that as well too. From there, you know, I've skipped a lot because I've got a short time frame here. And from there, I left the treatment center. At that point, health issues kicked in, as my friend Aman Singh said as well, because I did relapse. And I'll call it neuropathy. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. That kicked in. My nerves were gone. I came from a life of movement. I had to learn to walk in front of my parents' house, literally step by step. In that, I started actually looking around. I saw the trees, I saw the bird. I hadn't been in the present moment on anything in my whole life. It took those little steps starting my journey in that. Few people know about that. You know how sick I was at that time. From there, nothing would have been possible if I didn't start reaching out, if I didn't start connecting, if I didn't start saying I'm struggling. But even at that time, I didn't want to open it up to everybody, you know? So I didn't know what to do. I'm so grateful to be sitting here today that there's an organization, Together We Can. I called them. They said, just come by anytime, spend time with guys. Just be. There's no expectations, but there's a brotherhood. And in that brotherhood, you know, being there for others who are struggling helped me. And it was reciprocal in my journey. And to this day, you know, that's part of, it's an integral part of my life, of a mindfulness group I started for men, and just seeing that spark, you know, with everyone actually coming together, supporting each other. Two of my brothers right there, Sean and Justin. We call each other every day. Even we don't see each other. We go for coffee. We go for walks on Seal. We're guys. We can say when things are going on in our lives, and we can support each other.
That's all the time we have for today. You can watch Bula Beats again on Sundays at 4:30 p.m. Please like and subscribe. Ask your family and friends to watch it too. Bula Beats brings 3 other shows: Asian Pulse TV on every Wednesday at 2:30 p.m., Thursdays at 8:30 p.m., and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Fijian Focus on every Tuesday at 10 p.m., Thursdays at 2:30 p.m., and Sundays at 4 p.m., as well as the Kamala Singh Talk Show on every Monday at 10 a.m. and Sundays at 5:30 p.m. All these shows you can also watch in Calgary on Shaw Cablevision. Before I leave, I'll leave you with these thoughts. Truth of life: do 1,000 good things, nobody will care. Commit a single mistake and everybody will judge you. The author is unknown. From our team at Bula Beats, take care of yourself and each other until we meet again. I'm your host, Brianna Prasad. Vinaka.